Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm unboxing a game that I've been looking forward to for several years. One, it's grand strategic, always a good time. Two, it is focused on the Roman battles in the 2, 3, and 400 AD. I think it goes as high as 500 AD kind of area. So that late Roman Empire phase. Very much excited about this, but the game is Roma Victrix, Campaigns in the Roman World. The game is designed by Paul Kallio and published by Compass Games. This came off of Kickstarter a couple of months ago. I got a really good deal on it. I think I paid around $80. I think retail, this is about $96 if I remember correctly, looking on their website. But it's brand new. It's big, it's beautiful, and I'm very much interested in getting a look at it. This is a hefty box. It's a 3-inch box, great art, really nice quality, good production. Very much looking forward to it. I will say I'm not overly impressed with the board, but you can't have everything. But this is a huge, huge game. I think it has somewhere around like 18 or 20 scenarios, if I remember correctly. I'll see it here in the rules. But it does have a big, beautiful mounted map board, lots of event and province cards. I think the counters look really good. Yeah, let's go ahead and crack it open. Yeah, very, very cool looking game. Lots in here. Bunch of baggies. Thank you. I feel like I need baggies like I need a hole in the head. A couple of 6-sided dice, one red or one white, one black. And then there are 5 full decks of cards. And it's interesting because they are, looks like most of them are similar or the same. That's weird. So there are 4 packs of what are referred to here as province cards. Let's go ahead and crack this open. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Oh, let's see if they're all. No, they're all. They say province cards. So if you flip them over, well, these. I mean, to me, yeah, Italia. Britannia, there are 2 of each, it looks like. Well, there's more there. And these also look like event cards. Grecia. Oh, okay, I see. Italia Latium, Italia Cisalpina. So there are, yes, there are different regions, but then there's different provinces. Okay, I figured it out. Just took me a while. Britannia, Hibernia, Caledonia, Pictavia, Britannia Inferior, Greece, Thracia, Illyria. Yeah, so there's just a bunch of these. And if you read these are like historical discussions about that region. No event text, although they do have different coins here. That must mean that's their income once you control those. But yeah, there's a bunch of those. And once again, oh, maybe these are clarifications. Okay, so it looks like there were some errata maybe they found after the printing. This deck contains 7 corrected cards. Okay, so thank you. I appreciate that, Compass. Good job. We all, have issues from time to time. But it looks like I'm going to have to rifle through these and make sure I get the replacements out. So yeah, just more province cards. I'm not necessarily going to open those. And then these say province cards as well. Let's go ahead and see, because they look a little different on the back or on the card itself. Okay, so there's province cards on the top. So there's a few more of those. And then these look like they are action cards, events, ambush, assassination attempt. Remember, this is grand strategic, so it's going to have that a little bit of economy, political. Obviously, you've got some military, but there's going to be assassinations, barbarian invasions, raid, wind changes, frontier war intelligence, leaders. I like the art on these too. I'm not sure these are original pieces, but piracy, recruit new units. So yeah, a whole bunch of event cards. And then these, once again, are provinces. Let me open these just to see if there's other cards hidden in there. Nope, these appear to all be provinces. So a whole bunch of provinces. The map's huge. You'll see here in a minute. I'm going to put those all there. I will need to work through those and make sure I get them corrected. The next thing you see here are, what I'm going to say is these are player boards. You can see the different faction iconography here. Let's go ahead and open one of these up. Yeah, it's basically the purple faction. But you have a whole bunch of holding boxes along the bottom for your different types of units: legions, heavy infantry, auxilia, cavalry, barbarian infantries, leaders, and fleets. Over here you have a leader display, and these are, they don't look like they're necessarily named leaders, but it's leader A through basically leader M, but they do have some different leader ratings there. So specific ones are going to go into those. You have your treasury boxes going all the way up to 900. And then here you have what your units are going to cost. Let me look and see if those are different. And let's compare. So these are two different boards. Legions 4.2.5. No, looks like they're the same. I didn't know if there would be any asymmetry in those. But yeah, you do have 6 full faction boards. And they're really, really nice, thick cardboard. They are, this one's not opening. Yeah, it was just kind of stuck together. Yeah, they're exactly the same. But I do like the colors. I like the iconography choices. I think it's clear, it's big. I do feel like Compass is doing a really good job right now of those kind of play aid style things. I'm thinking of Burning Banners with all the great holding boxes and the player boards that those had. If you don't know what Burning Banners is, do yourself a favor and get a copy. The next thing we see here are a bunch of counters. They are small counters. There's a lot of clipping that's going to need to be done on these, but I am up to the task. I've got my handy dandy clipper. I just need to find the time, which I'm going to be honest, feels like anymore it's harder and harder to do different activities, from unboxings to writing on the blog, prepping games, reading rules, clipping counters. I would prefer to be playing the games, but you know, you got to put that work in order to be able to play them. Yeah, big, beautiful counter sheets. Oh, those are really, I'm going to put those there because that just fell off the sprue. And I appreciate that they wrap them up because they are very well cut. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Really nice looking counters. They are very, very small. But you have your legions at the top, and these are the, I'm going to say these are the purple faction legions. You have your heavy infantry next, then your auxilia, your barbarian armies there in the middle, leaders, your cavalry. You have a bunch of cavalry. Fleet markers here in the bottom. Just a ton of counters. And once again, in each player color, very well struck. I'm going to pop one of those out because I want to see if they're gray core, but very well. Oh, that one's a little off center, if you can see that. And I don't know if that's, I don't think that's all of them, but it looks like this row was a little, should have been moved up just a hair. I don't know that that's going to make much of a difference. Here's the black faction. green faction, probably the faction that I'll be playing. I prefer to play green. Here you have black as well. You have kind of the gold faction. Boy, these are nice looking counters. Although they're simple, they're nice, and there's a bunch of them. And then here's the administrative markers. It looks like region markers, basically, and then barbarian armies that you're going to fight. Let's flip those over. Yeah, these are going to be hidden. Looks like the barbarian units go all the way from 1s all the way up to 10s. It might be a case if this has 15 strength points, you're going to use a 10 and a 5 to mark that. You have pillage markers, different region markers. These are your markers for your treasury track. Yeah, those are really nice. I don't think I turned let me turn the units over. Oh, interesting. These say client ally. I don't know if you can loan your troops as mercenaries to others. Very interesting. Let's look at well, those just fell right off the sprue. These are the backs of those counters, pretty much the same. Yeah, really nice. I like those counters. Now we get the board, and the board is huge, and you'll notice that we haven't come to the rules yet. The rules appear to be at the very bottom of the box, which that's fine. Big mounted map board. It's going to cover the entire, I got to get it oriented correctly. Oh, it didn't look that great on the back of the box, but frankly, now that I see it, I think it does look, it's very nice. Let's move all those over. Trying to get that as centered as possible. It's really too big though. Yeah, it's a nice looking board. I like the contrast between the green and the light blue for the ocean. The lines are a little thin separating the regions, but that's okay. Not sure that that's a huge... There is also like a wash on all the land that has kind of a... There's not any real terrain, but there is this cool little wash effect that makes it feel like there's some 3D nature there. You have North Africa, Hispania, Gallia, Britannia up in the upper left, Germania, and these are the different regions, Dacia, Thracia, Illyria, Italia, Grecia, Asia over into the east, Arabia, Persia, Scythia up there, Sarmatia, yeah, Egyptus. You can also see the income that was marked on those province cards. Remember so yeah, here's Thracia, and it has this. So Thracia here is 3. That matches that. Interesting, though, as I'm looking at this, you know, it has a 3 number there, and then it shows 3 coins. I think that's just a kind of a dual way to remind you what the tribute is going to be. Because yeah, this one's 3, 3, 2, and there's only 2, but the number the number 2 is there. That's an interesting way to do that. I don't think it's a bad thing. That's just kind of the way they decided to do that. Yeah, so that's the board. Up in the upper right, there are the administrative boxes, game turn track, event card deck, event card discard pile, sequence of play, and then your attrition table. I did do an interview with Paul on the blog like 3 years ago. There are some additional counters here. I'm not sure if these are errata. I'll have to pay attention to that before I dive in. Hopefully it says that somewhere. The rule book's got this little baggie on it. Compass does that. I don't necessarily need it, but they do that. Wow. So there is a huge rule book. Rules of play are very thick. In fact, let's go ahead and just... there's 51 pages in this rule book. That's like just an overview of the board. Interesting. And then there's some, historical notes, a couple of examples of play. That's always nice. Definitely more than a couple. A lot of these Roman power prior to movement. example of play. So that's good. That'll help us. I'll read through that and kind of get that. These are various variant counters. So I'm going to have to read through that really clearly to make sure I understand before I start jumping into these. Discussion of the event cards, the different regions, garrison markers, capital cities. There's a fleet conversion, supply and maintenance, some more examples. I like that it's full of examples. I do think, so when I say it's a 51-page rule book, it looks like it's more like a 25 to 30-page rule book. But once again, it's grand strategic, so you're going to get all of it. Political, economic, combat, intrigue. I'm very much excited for this. This does play 2 to 6 players. So you can take this to a convention and hopefully get that played. I'm not going to have this ready for Buckeye Game Fest, but I might have it ready for WBC. And then here are the scenarios, the scenario book. There are 20 scenarios. I think I said 18 to 20, but there are 20. And I'm sure there's different scenarios. Yeah, so up there in the upper left, it says number of players, 1 to 6. There's a solitaire scenario, which is good. Game length, 30 game turns. So that's a big game, or a big scenario. I'm sure some of these are 2 to 4 hour, some are 4 to 6, some are 8 to 10, and then you've probably got your full campaign modes that are huge. This one's only 5 game turns, scenario number 6, 68 AD. It also says that some of these are hypothetical, most of them are historical. So there is going to be some hypothetical, and that's fine. I'm good with that. There's a lot of game in this box, though. Hopefully it is worth it. I think it looks good. Going to be honest, I think the game is highly produced. I think it's going to be really fun. We'll definitely try to get this one to the table. I need to do a little prep work, though. There's a lot of stuff here that I've got to go through. So I need to make sure and take my time and not mess it up. But there you have it. Roma Victrix, Campaigns in the Roman World. Game designed by Paul Calillo and published by Compass Games. Looking forward to this. Very excited about it. I appreciate you watching. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.